Recently, an exciting match got the whole chess world excited. We are talking about GM Wei Yi, who won the famous 2024 Tata Steel Chess Tournament. His victory in an exciting 4-player tiebreak against GMs Anish Giri, Gukesh Dommaraju, and Nodirbek Abdusattorov amazed everyone. But how did Yi get the upper hand over his opponents to win the ultimate chess title? We will discuss this along with every detail you need to know about the Tata Steel Championship 2024. The Tata Steel Chess Tournament took place in Wijk aan Zee, Netherlands, from January 13th to 28th, 2024. The time limit was 100 minutes for 40 moves, then 50 minutes to finish each game using a 30-second increment. The Masters and Challengers groups included 14-player round-robin tournaments. Well, first, let's see. What remarkable event in chess history unfolded during the climactic finale of this year's Tata Steel Chess Tournament? The last day of this year's Tata Steel Chess Tournament will not be easily forgotten. The previous time the event had a 4-way tie for first place was 35 years ago, when GM Viswanathan Anand won his first triumph, alongside GM Zoltan Ribli, Predrag Nikolic, and Guillaume Lassax, who all scored 7.5 out of 13 in 1989. That was long before the tournament dropped the premise of shared champions and implemented playoffs in 2018. Today, everything came down to the wire, with a massive tiebreak at the end of a day that had begun peacefully with a modest historical record. Well, we are talking about the extraordinary pairing of world champion Ding Liren and women's world champion Zhu Wenjun. This was the first meeting between the two title holders since GM Magnus Carlsen and GM Hu Yifan faced off in the same tournament in 2015. Gaprindashvili, Spassky, and Göteborg in 1971 was the previous match, as was Alekhine Menchik in Montevideo in 1939, which took place before World War II. So it doesn't happen very often that these double crown matches happen, especially since GM Judith Polgar did not want to play in the women's world title cycle. Now we'll talk about GMs Jordan Van Forest and Dian Nepomniachtchi. The first thing they did was a quick draw, but things quickly got loud and exciting. Well, do you remember that protest group from the first day? They're back at it again, stopping the road to Wijk aan Zee and giving the town a voice. They tried something different because they couldn't get into the playing hall. They made a lot of noise that echoed through the halls. Both the Grandmasters and the regular people were given earplugs to help them deal, while several amateur players in the same venue elected to settle for a draw to prevent noise-induced errors. The top Grandmasters on stage did not have that option. No, everyone remaining in the race was in a major battle. The first of the 5 leaders to win was GM Wei Yi, who played an outstanding game. Against GM Vidit Gujrathi, the Chinese player began modestly with d4 and f3 and d3, establishing a cold system, but as soon as he completed the center pawn break, 9e4, he seized the initiative and never let go. With an exchange sacrifice on move 22, Wei quickly had a winning attack. After 8 rounds, Wei remained at 50%, and few people were paying attention to him. With a great finish of 4.5 out of 5, the Chinese GM managed to sneak up on everyone while still having energy for the tiebreak, as we will see later. GM Rafael Leitao analyzed this game by the eventual tournament winner. Wei declined an in-between interview and returned to his hotel room where he watched 3 more of his rivals triumph, beginning with GM Anish Giri. Last year's winner was gifted half a point the day before, but this time, his whole point came as a result of a rare Giri, one that opts for an extremely quick opening to maximize winning possibilities from the start. Giri's opening strategy included a fianchetto of his queenside bishop, mixed with an early g2-g4 push, as seen previously by hyper-aggressive white players such as GM Alex Shabalov and IM Manuel Bosboom. Giri said, "Of course, I have to play for a win today. It's obvious that somebody else would win as well. It's very likely, and even if they don't win, then it's better to win than draw as well." Like in many of his previous games, GM Max Warmerdam reacted well and initially avoided serious difficulty, but as time ran out, he failed to defend accurately enough. He informed me he is still well mentally. Despite finishing with half a point in his previous 7 games and many devastating losses, I just lacked the energy at the critical moments. By the time Giri won, it was evident that several of the other leaders were performing well. With a Dutch TV station nearby, he stated, "I know Dutch media don't like chess, but they do like tiebreaks." Well, you know that the next winner was GM Gukesh Dommaraju, who beat GM Param Magsudlu in a chaotic game. When asked about Magsudlu's knight sacrifice on move 16, Giri said it couldn't be correct, but as the game progressed, the situation became more uncertain. And indeed, the engine identifies one instance on move 30, when Magsudlu was not worse. "I was very happy with how he was playing," said Gukesh. "He is such a great fighter. He even went for it today, it got very tricky." Gukesh was eventually able to convert his excess material, but neither king felt safe. "As I said in the opening ceremony, my goal is to improve my result," noted Abdusattorov after he had indeed improved on last year. By defeating GM Alexander Donchenko, the Uzbek GM earned a spot in the playoffs. According to Abdusattorov, this game also included many ups and downs, as well as mistakes due to time constraints. He said, "I think it was interesting to watch the game." Following this, only the game between GM Pragnananda Ramesh Babu and GM Alireza Firouzja remained, bringing back memories of 3 years ago. Then Firouzja was requested to transfer to a different location in the playing hall to make room for the tiebreak games, which did not go well. This year, the organizers chose against asking the same question. Fortunately, the game finished in a draw shortly thereafter, so the problem was resolved this time. The tiebreaker consisted of 2 semifinals and a final. The games were a regular 3+2 blitz. However, in the sudden death rounds, White had 2.5 minutes. In the opening game, Wei lost against Abdusattorov, who had to make a move in 3 seconds and conceded a perpetual. However, Wei won with black and advanced to the final. Giri won the first game against Gukesh but lost the second and first sudden death. Wei drew the first game of the final and won the tournament with the white pieces, demonstrating impressive endgame skill and cold-bloodedness in crucial moments. He said, "I felt really relaxed after the final classical round. I didn't have so much confidence because my opponents are, of course, very strong at blitz. I just wanted to do my best." Wei won the Challengers Group 9 years ago, and a month later, at 15, he became the youngest grandmaster to break 2,700. He has only recently won his first super event, and there are several reasons for this. To begin, he admitted to having experienced terrible luck at crucial points in tournaments, and Tata Steel Chess was only his second event outside China since the outbreak. Apart from that, Wei has been a student at Tsinghua University's School of Economics and Management since 2018. He plans to graduate in July and then return to chess full-time. Tournament director Jeroen van den Berg has already invited him to compete next year, and Wei responded that he is confident he will defend his ground in 2025. Maurizio led the challengers for the majority of the event, but Mendonca ultimately won the much-coveted first prize. A smaller version of the same trophy as the Masters and, more crucially, a ticket to the main competition the following year. The 2024 Tata Steel Chess Tournament was an exciting story with lots of twists and turns. The wins, losses, and tactical skills that happened on the board left us speechless. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for the latest updates.